Okay, so I want to tell a little story about this guy I used to know named Thomas. Matthew Thomas. I met Thomas in AIT, in the Army at Fort Sill. Not basic. He was one of a couple of guys that were in AIT, but not basic. And, yeah, I mostly considered him a friend. I did mostly like him. Got along most of the time. We'd even hang out outside of work off duty. Not a lot, but sometimes we would. And I considered him mostly a good guy. He was pretty much harmless. But, drum roll please. You know this is coming. He's a fucking shitbag. Now, unlike a lot of the shitbags that just were completely useless, right? Like Cantrell, this guy actually had some talents and skills. Just like Devin and some of the other people I talked about, Barledge. This guy was like a mechanical genius. He's that guy that could fix anything, build anything, anything to do with his hands. He was really, really good at it. And this guy had the potential to go anywhere in the Army. He could have easily been a senior NCO if he didn't constantly fuck up and do stupid ass shit. Like you're about to hear about. You know, a huge waste. The biggest waste of potential of anyone I met in the Army. In fact, this guy, despite being one of the biggest shitbags in our battery, was so gifted with anything mechanical, they still made him our battery armorer. You know, the armorer, the guy that's in charge of all of our weapons and manages our arms room. Yeah, they made him the fucking armorer. They wouldn't have done that for any other shitbag soldier. And they didn't really let him do his job. Our first sergeant micromanaged the fuck out of him and never left him alone. And after a couple of weeks or a month, it's like, I don't want this piece of shit as our armorer. Get somebody else. But, yeah, he was good at it. No problems. He could fix any weapon. He could do anything you needed to do. But goddamn, this guy couldn't stay out of trouble. Like literally 2 days into our stay at Fort Drum. 2 days after we get on post, this guy managed to get himself arrested. Yeah. And he stole some kid's laptop out of his room, and the MPs came looking for him, right? And I'm in the barracks, and I hear this loud-ass cop knock on the door. Boom, 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 boom. Holy shit. Sounds like the cops knocking. The fuck? I open the door, and I could hear them like screaming his name up and down the hallway even before they knocked. Matthew Thomas! Where is Matthew Thomas? Come out now if you're in here. And I opened the door and said yes. Matthew Thomas! We're looking for Matthew Thomas. And before I could say anything else, are you fucking Matthew Thomas? It's like, Jesus Christ, you fucking idiots. You're gonna go arrest the guy? At least know what he fucking looks like first. At least know that I'm 5'8", and the guy you're looking for is about 6'4" or 6'5". He was a big kid. Way taller than me, and we look nothing alike either way. Shh. This is who you have protecting your military base, right? Yeah. And so they arrested his ass, one of many, many times before he gets chaptered. Oh, man. And he had this wife, right? Her name was Melissa, and she also happened to be in the Army. She was a sergeant, but she was in the National Guard or the Reserves, who a lot of soldiers don't really have any respect for. Right? Like, there are guardsmen and reserves you do respect, reservists, but we're not going to just automatically respect you. And some of these people are really arrogant. I don't know why they think they're better than us, but she was one of them. And on top of that, even worse, she was that NCO, usually junior NCO like a corporal or an E5, that thinks that they have authority over you, even though they're not even in your unit. And she would come and pick Thomas up when COB was coming and we were about to get off of work. And she would literally try to tell us what to do. Like, I remember this one time where we're like picking up little pebbles and just kind of flicking them at each other. And she comes up and goes, hey, stop throwing rocks now. Who the fuck are you, bitch? Basically what we said to her, like, fuck off. What? Who do you think you are? And then Thomas found out about this, and he was so embarrassed. So embarrassed. He never let her come near the barracks again. Every time she picked him up from that day forward, she made her wait in the car. Could you imagine being so embarrassed about your spouse? You won't even let them hang out? Jesus Christ. And his wife was kind of short and chubby and ugly and, exactly the type of chick that Thomas would marry. He wasn't an ugly guy at all. But, yeah, this is not the type of guy that pulls hot girls. And, oh, man. So, I remember this one time, and like I said, everyone hated this bitch Melissa, right? So, me and Ross, if you remember that, the soap surgeon story, me and Ross are on CQ one night. It's 2, 3 in the morning. We're bored, falling asleep, and we need something to do to stay awake. So Ross all of a sudden goes, hey, why don't you send like a Facebook message to Thomas's wife or an email and like fuck with her, right? This is after he already got kicked out. I'm like, okay, that would be funny. And so he tells me what he thinks I should write. This was all him 100%. And he's like, type like, yeah, how's your, hey, what's up, Melissa? How's your shitbag delinquent husband doing after he got kicked out of the army, blah, blah, blah. Now, I don't know why we thought nothing was going to happen. Because this is the type of army wife that will go straight to your chain of command. If you so much as roll your eyes at her, she's in your first sergeant's office, like trying to get you in trouble. And that's exactly what she did. Like first thing in the morning, she's bitching up a storm to like my first sergeant, my BC. Like, I can't believe he said that. You should see what he wrote to me. It was so offensive. Blah, 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 blah. And of course, as soon as I come to PT, I hear, Levy, get the fuck in here now. And I knew exactly what it was. And Ross is right there, right? I'm like, Ross, come on. He's like, no, bro. Go in there, bro. If you get in any trouble, I'll, like, get you back. Ross, this was your idea, 100%. You even literally told me what to type, okay? You better get in here right now or I'm going to kick your ass. I'm going to be really mad. He's like, all right, bro, all right, I got it. I'm going to come in. I'm going to come. So I get called into Sergeant Dumas's office. Me and Ross go in there, and I thought Dumas was going to, like, yell at me, right? And at first he sounded kind of mad. He goes, Lee Brow, the fuck you say to Thomas's wife, Lee Brow? What you doing fucking with soldiers' wives? I'm like, oh, fuck. I'm going to get, like, counseled, or I'm going to have to do... He's going to get my chief to smoke me. Oh, damn it. Why did I do this? And then after a minute, he starts laughing. He goes, Lee Brow, next time, watch what you say to some people's wives, yo. Get the fuck out of here. That was good. Oh, man, what else? I remember this time where this guy Berger, right? At the time, he was now Sergeant Berger. And Berger is one of these guys that loved to fuck with soldiers. He fucked with me when I first came into the Army. And there's nothing you could do about it because this guy was a literal human monster, right? I called him Paul Bunyan because he's like 6'7", like 280 pounds. Just a massive, scary physical specimen who could just break anybody in half. And he's thinking of a way to fuck with Thomas because Thomas fucked up again, right? Like always. And then all of a sudden I go, hey, Berger, Sergeant Berger, make him cut the grass with scissors. And I heard about something like that, but I've never seen anyone have to do it. Look, this is my chance, especially with Thomas. Because I like Thomas, but at the same time, I couldn't stand the guy. And I wouldn't feel bad if anything happened to him. And Berger looks at me for a second and goes, that's a good idea, Levy. I might do that. Thanks, buddy. Like, he's not going to do that. Whatever. So I walk off, come outside 10 or 15 minutes later, and there's Thomas laying in the grass in the fucking prone position with a tiny little pair of nail scissors, clipping the grass one blade at a time with Berger standing over him laughing and everyone else laughing too. It's like, ha ha ha. I don't think Thomas ever found out that was my idea. But, yeah, that was awesome. And when I said that me and him would go at each other, despite him being like 3 times my size, he was a pussy. I don't know if he ever got in a fight in his life. I don't think he could fight at all. And I was just not afraid of him. And I'd get in his face when needed. You know, I'd push him, whatever. But we never got in an actual real fight. Until this one day, we're down at Fort AP Hill. They had him in my section for the 3 weeks we were there. And he's driving me nuts this one day. He's like in my face, talking shit, trying to call me a retard, whatever. And then at one point, he picks up a container of CLP, the lubricant you use to like lubricate your weapons and shit, or artillery piece, and tosses it at me. And this is open, and the CLP gets on me. And I'm pissed, right? And then he kind of laughs and starts walking away, and I fucking punched him right in the face. I'll admit it wasn't a very good punch, and it didn't do much. But the fact that I finally punched him, after wanting to for a couple of years, and again, I'm Levy, no one expects me to ever throw a punch, especially punch someone that much bigger and taller than me. And everyone was like, Thomas got punched in the face, Levy fucking punched you, bro. And all I heard for like days was, Levy, you fucking beat up Tom. I didn't beat him up. Like, yo, he beat up Thomas, bro. He's fighting Thomas. He's fighting Mobley. Levy's fighting everybody, dude. He's fucking crazy. And people were like exaggerating and embellishing, making up stories like, yo, you should have seen what he did to Thomas, dude. He beat Thomas's ass. There's blood everywhere. It was crazy. And like, what the fuck? Like, okay, whatever you want to say. Oh, man. But the dumbest thing I think I ever saw this guy do, when I tell you this, like dumb beyond all belief. There is this thing called a supplementary charge, which is basically an explosive charge that's inside an artillery round. And this is what makes the artillery round explode. It won't blow up without a supplementary charge. And just like a weapon, it's considered like, a sensitive item. If you lose a supplementary charge, it's like losing your M16 or whatever. It's a big deal. They will shut down a whole army base to look for this thing because you can use it to make a bomb. It's considered a serious weapon. And one of our supplementary charges goes missing when we're out in the field. And we thought for about 20 seconds, and then we realized, who are the only people dumb enough to do this? Thomas, Brierly, this other epic shitbag, who deserves his own story. And even though we knew Thomas and Brierly did it, the whole chain of command knew it, they still took it as an opportunity to fuck with us. And they lined us up in the barracks. They made us empty out all of our bags and repack them in 20 seconds and all this dumbass shit. And then finally, they got to the real fun, which was punishing these two idiots. And they literally made them spend the last maybe 2 weeks we were at AP Hill, almost 24 hours a day in our CP, little command post, on the floor, on their knees, scrubbing the floor with a 2-inch by 2-inch piece of Brillo pad. Yeah. And here's the thing. If the Army really wants to punish you, they only have to let you sleep 4 hours a night, but it doesn't have to be consecutive. They can literally let you sleep for an hour, wake your ass up, do whatever, sleep for another hour. Yeah, and that's basically what they did to the two of these guys. They were in this CP all day and all night, and Doyle, who was in charge of the CP, was happily directing it, right? He'd sit there in his easy chair, be like, okay, scrub, go. And they'd start scrubbing with the little Brillo pad. Stop! 10 seconds later, go, scrub. Okay, stop, go, stop, go, stop, go. All day and all night. And they got Article 15s, and they lost whatever rank they had left. And they were lucky they didn't go to fucking jail for this. And, you know, these two morons never heard the end of this. We even made up a little jingle. We'd always walk around singing like, supplementary charge, baby. Shit like that. Oh, God. And Thomas also happened to be a pathological liar, right? Like, this was a guy who always had to embellish about shit or just plain make it up. And one of his biggest ones was he claimed he was an MP. Military police. And since nobody was at his previous duty station, I think he spent a short time at Fort Hood, no one could verify for sure. Maybe he did slip through the cracks and somehow got on as an MP. I highly doubt it. They would never take someone like him. Shitbag. Aviation, MP, MOSs like that wouldn't take him. But you never know. But he just kept saying it, right? And this went on for like a year and a half or 2 years. Like, yeah, I'm an MP. You know, I was an MP at Fort Hood, right? And he even took a picture of an MP patch and put it up on like his Facebook wall, MySpace. And then finally, our chain of command got so sick of hearing it that Doyle ends up calling Thomas into the training room. I'm serious. You know, that's like the personnel office, like human resources for the Army. And he calls Thomas in there just to show him once and for all and make him shut the fuck up like you're not an MP. He takes a printout of Thomas's ERB, enlisted record brief, which shows every duty station, every MOS you've held, every award, every military school you've attended, like Ranger School, Airborne, whatever. All in the ERB. He prints the ERB out, hands it to Thomas, makes him stand facing the wall of the training room, read his entire ERB to Doyle out loud, and then when Thomas is done, Doyle goes, so, Thomas, you just read your entire ERB out loud. Was there MP on that ERB? No, Sergeant. Then shut the fuck up, Thomas! You're not an MP! If I ever hear that again, I'm gonna smoke you till you fucking die! Get out of my office! Get out of the training room, you piece of shit. And, yeah, he never bragged about being an MP ever again. That was it. And, yeah, but he ended up having a kid. I don't know what kind of father he would make. I mean, he's a nice guy. I'm sure he'd treat his kids really well, even though they're going to grow up delinquent as fuck. Probably career criminals like him. But I guess he straightened himself out a little bit, because even though he did become one of these shitbags that stays in Watertown forever when he gets chaptered, he got a job with the local fire department. Last time I checked, he's still working there. He's been a firefighter now for 12 years in Watertown, 11 years. And, yeah, so that was the story of Thomas, the great Matthew Thomas, that was definitely never an MP and was stupid enough to steal a supplementary charge. What a guy. What a fucking guy.